All right, so today I want to share with you how I was able to get a band 9 in the IELTS student test. So this is not them say, this is not something I cooked up. This is my personal experience. And it's not just, and from this experience, tons of people have also passed the IELTS exam, gotten excellent score in the reading test. And I want from this word of experience, I want to share with you today. Okay, so in this live call, you're going to learn how I was able to move from struggling to pass English exams to getting a by 9 in the IELTS reading test. You will learn all the possible reading questions you will meet on Thursday and the best way to prepare for them. I tell people that you can actually predict you can actually predict all the possible questions you will meet on Thursday. It is not magic. All the questions you will likely meet on Thursday, all right? All the questions you will likely meet on Thursday, I will show you all of them today. Okay, you're going to something that's what you're going to learn, and then I will show you the word. Is word? Yes, I agree with you. If you find a word, it's okay. It's word. Was an effective way to finish the reading test in 30 minutes, even if you're a slow reader. All right, even if you're a slow reader, you're able to finish the reading test in 30 minutes. Now, this is not what I just formulated. It's what I used on Thursday and worked wonders for me. All right. And then lastly, I'll give you an action plan. All right. To get 40 over 40 in the retest. Something, an action plan that you can use within the next 7 days. If you follow this action plan within the next 7 days, you should be in a position to get 40 over 40 in the reading test. So it's very important that you stay to the very end. And as a matter of fact, if you know anybody, all right, who will need this knowledge, I will recommend that you share this live stream to them right now. Let them join. All right. Share it to them. Send it to your friends who are studying for the IELTS exam. All right. So these are the things we'll be covering in this live call. So take to the very end. So just a quick introduction. My name is Triumph or Suwe. I like calling it Suwe, okay? I'm the founder of IELTS Avengers. Here, what we do, we help busy professionals. Our focus on busy professionals, people who are terrible at English, they're scared of failing the exam, and those who don't have time to study but they want to pass the IELTS exam. These are our focus. So every Saturday, 7 p.m. West African time, I have a free live class here on YouTube. It's free, absolutely free of charge. This live class on YouTube because you're here. You didn't pay any money to be here, right? So every Saturday, 7 p.m., I have a free live class here on YouTube. So I will encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and even share it to your friends that will need this, so that they also can subscribe. And when I come up live every time, YouTube will let them know that okay, the class has started, and they will quickly join. All right, and every month we do what I call the Vanity Days Challenge. Okay, the Vanity Days Challenge. It is for 30 days. 30 days, I'll give you cheat codes to IELTS questions. So you'll be practicing, and I'll be giving you give me feedback, and I'll give you corrections for 30 days. It happens on the 2nd to 30th of most months. All right, even there's one coming up in December, and it's still very affordable. 2 payments of 25,000, one payment of 45,000 there. If you want to know more about this, you can send us a WhatsApp message. Our WhatsApp number is on screen. You already see it on screen. Okay. So enough of the introduction. Let's now jump into today's session. How did I move from struggling to passing English exams to getting a reading band 9? As a child, I couldn't speak English. All right. I wasn't born in an English speaking environment. I was born in a village, actually. I was born in Ogara. The lingua franca there is Urobo. Okay. So my first language is not really English, it is Urobo. And as a child, I couldn't speak English. When I was going through primary school and secondary school, it was a problem for me. Though I won't say I'm a dull person. I'm not really a dull person, but English was always a challenge. So from primary school to secondary school, I was already getting low marks in English tests. When I also take SSC, my parents had to enroll me for WAEC and NECO at the same time, so that at least I will pass English in one. At least I'll pass English in one and I can combine my results to get admission into university. And despite all these efforts, the best I could get in SSC was C6. It was C6 I used in passing my my WAEC, C6 in English. And since then, Anything that has to do with English exams, I've always avoided. I've always avoided English exams. Well, it happened that in 2019, I had no other choice but to take the IELTS exam. That was when I started conceiving the idea of relocating. And then I had no other choice. I had to take the IELTS exam. I had to face my fears. But it was not easy. I was so scared and I kept on procrastinating the exam. Kept on shifting my exam. Okay, I'll take it this month. Okay, no, I'll take it next month. I never felt really prepared for the exam. So I will do I'll be researching YouTube, buying courses, developing different strategies that will work for the IELTS exam. But even though I developed all these things, I was still not confident. What I will do then, I will write out these things I think will work. Practice them, they're working for me, but I then the courage to take the exam. So I will share to people for them to try it out in the IELTS exam. And when my friends started trying it out and they were passing, that's when I got the confidence to take that's when I got the confidence to take the IELTS exam. One of them is Oge. Now, Oge, very interesting lady. She had failed the exam 3 times before we met. She has failed the exam 3 times before we met. It was back in 2019, okay? 3 times before we met. And I shared my strategies with her, and she used them, and she was able to pass the IELTS exam. And when she passed, I was like, wow, so this didn't really work. Not just her, even Omonolaye was one of them in 2019 then. She had failed the exam before we met. But after going through my strategies and implementing them, she got listing 8. Look at her reading 7.5, which is good. Writing 7, speaking 7.5. Even Dr. Emmanuel, Dr. Emmanuel case was really unique because before we met, he had band 5.5 in reading. All right. And was able to get to band 7 in reading. So it's after these people had passed, I had the confidence to take the test eventually that year in 2019. And this is my 2019 result. Let me show you. Okay, as you can see, I had look at the reading. I had a band 9 in reading. Listening was 7.5. My writing, I told you that time I was really terrible at English. Writing was 6.5. Speaking 7.5. I had overall 7.5. But look at the reading. I was very surprised. Reading was 9, band 9. I was so surprised that I got a band 9 in reading. I was not really expecting it because I knew I'm not great at English. But I ended up not using this. I ended up not using this result. So in 2024, which is this year, I had to take the IS test again. And when I took the test again, see the result. Like this is my result. You can see this is my name, full name, Inoreshi Matrafatogene. All right. So my result. I'm not somebody's own. I copied or stole. No, it's mine. So this time I got listenings 8.5. So the previous time I had 7.5 in my listening. That increased to 8.5. Just little bit out. I got in a band 9. Now again, I got a band 9 in reading. Again, I got a band 9 in reading. And that's when I knew that, oh, I have something that really works. Like, this is no longer a fluke. This is no longer a mistake. This is no longer by chance. For you to get something twice. All right, for you to get something twice, it's not a fluke. I have what it takes. I found the secret to reading band 9. That's what it means. So, how did I get reading band 9 twice? That's what I want to share with you today. So, like I said earlier, pay special attention. How did I get reading band 9 twice? Not once, but 2 times. Getting reading band 9 twice. How did I do it? The first thing I did was to understand how the reading test works. Because it starts from understanding the reading test. So if you don't understand the reading test works, there's really nothing you can do. All right, you need to understand how the reading test works. So now in the reading test, you'll be answering 40 questions. All right, and it's divided most times into 3 or 4 sections. Okay, now each section has a passage that you will use to get the answer for the questions. All right, each section will have a passage. Use the passage you will use to get the answer for the question in that section. And all these 40 questions, you'll be given 60 minutes to answer all these 40 questions. So if you do a little calculation, 60 minutes, 40, which is for 40 questions, that's roughly 1 minute, 30 seconds per question. That's like if you do a quick math, divide 60 by 40, you see it's 1.5, which means for approximately you have one for one question, you can spend only 1 minute and 30 seconds to answer it so that you can meet up with the 60 minutes deadline. All right. So, and also understand they don't give extra time because this is another question I've gotten a lot. They don't give you extra time. No extra time in the test. No extra time. Once it's 60 minutes, they'll tell you to submit and your script will be collected from you. So let me just walk you through. I want to show you a real question. I want to show you a real question that so that you can use you can see this is a typical reading question. Let me scroll to the very beginning. I want to show you these things. Yeah. So this is a typical reading question. Okay, so you see, this is this is a passage. This passage, now look at it, you should spend 20 minutes here. Passage 1 to 2, question 1 to 13. This passage for question 1 to 13, the first passage. So all this question 1 to 13, you will use is for that passage, the first section. Are you getting it now? Then this is another passage, second passage, which is not like you can say the section 2, which is from 14 to 26. All right, so from question 14 to 26, you use for answer. This passage is what you will use to get the answer. Look at them here, 14 to this one, 26. So this package, okay. Then you see another passage here again, the third passage. This one is from 27 to 40. So for this particular test, you have just you have three passages. So for you read this passage to answer question 27 to 40. Are you getting 27 to 40? And that's all for the test. Are you seeing how it works? Are you seeing how it works? Okay, so this is how the reading test is structured. This is how the reading test is structured. This is just how it works. It's straightforward, it's not really complicated like the way it operates, okay? Now this is the first thing I had to do to understand how the test works. Okay. Then the next thing, I had to know all the possible questions I'll meet on Thursday. Now, this is one aspect of the reading test that many people don't pay attention to. They don't pay attention to this step. So, this you have to understand that IELTS, when they want to set the reading questions, all right, they set it from question types. I like calling it the course outline, or if you grew up in Nigeria, you know they call it syllabus. We call it syllabus, okay? So this is syllabus. Now, there are 12 of them, 12 possible questions. Learning a diagram, short answer. All right, short answer, matching sentences, sentence completion, true, false, not given, matching information, table completion, summary completion, multiple choice, matching names, matching heading, yes or not given. So these are all the possible questions you will meet on Thursday. All right. Now you have to understand that it's not all of them that will appear on Thursday. They will pick maybe like 5 and set from just say 5 of it. All the questions will be like from 5. All right. So the mistake that some people make is this: they know how to answer some, and they're not good at some. So some people are lucky to meet the ones that they know how to answer on Thursday, and they just pass. Some people are unlucky; they meet the ones that they are not familiar with, and they have troubles. But what I believe is this: I don't believe in luck. I believe in why not get ready for all of them, so that anyone that appears on Thursday, you are good. That's my philosophy. Before you take the test, be sure that you're ready for all of them. End of the question type. So that anyone that appears on Thursday, you are good. All right. So this was the next thing I did. I had to know all these questions. I had to know all of them. Know, okay, these are so that if I see any question, I know the question, the content type it belongs to. All right. And then I proceed to step 3, which to get a proven strategy for each of the possible questions. All right. So I did not just stop at knowing all the questions. I went on to know to have a strategy for each of them because the questions at each of them they're different. Learning a diagram is different from short answer. Matching sentences is different from table completion. All right. So the way the way you will go about answering them will not be exactly the same. So what I did, I had to make sure that for each of them, I had a proven strategy that will always work for me. And I did it so that there's no surprise on Thursday. There's no surprise. Any question I see, I have a method to getting the correct answer. That's why I did this. And it's important you do it. It's very important you do it. It's something I make sure my students do. For example, see Nyemeka here. She had failed the exam 4 times before we met. All right, let me zoom in here so you see these are screenshots from our conversation. She said, look at this. My results came in yesterday. This was my 5th attempt. I was so surprised. Now look at the previous score. Previous score in reading was 5.5. But what did she get now? What did she get in her reading now? Look at her reading. 8.5 reading. Just this, look at it reading 8.5. Like she moved from 5.5, she passed 6, passed 6.5, passed 7, passed 7.5. Even if she got 7.5, it's still great. She passed 7.5, passed 8, got a band 8.5. Are you seeing this? So getting a promotion for each of them is very crucial. This is another step. This is another step that some people don't do. They don't do this step. And it works wonders. If someone who had failed the exam 4 times, the best you could get was 5.5. But doing this one thing, all right, getting a proven strategy for each of the reading question type and practicing it helped her. And not just okay, even look at I like showing proof. I like showing proof. All right, this is Sunday. Sunday, he had to take the test. He had barely less than a month to prepare. And doing this, look at what did he get in his reading 8.5 in reading. Not just him. This is Tankan as well. One of my students. He got 8.5 again. Look at the reading. 8.5 in the reading. Not another. I just want. I think I should stop here. With the emphasis on this. This one again. Look at the reading. Band 9. All right. So you can see we don't just focus on one strategy. No. For each of the question type. All right. I have a proven strategy for each of them. Now, for the sake of this class, of course, I won't be able to walk you through all the strategy for each of the 12 of them. The class will take too, it will be too long. Okay, this is just 1 hour class we have here. So, but there's one question you might be asking, okay, what if there's one reliable strategy for all of them? Is there one strategy I can just use? At least maybe it will help me 70% of the time, 80% of the time. I thought about it as well for the sake of this class, and it's okay. If I should merge all the because what I do for my what I did and also do for my students that I give them a strategy for each of them. They get 12 strategies, so as one for each type. But because I cannot cover all of that for this class, I thought about okay, if I can merge all the strategies together and form one, what would it be? All right. So I came up with this so that I can share it with you because if you use it, at least 70% of the time you will get the correct answer. All right. I call it the go-to band 8 strategy. The go-to band-aid strategy. All right. Now, what's the go-to strategy? This is how it works. The first thing you do, any reading question you meet, pay attention. Oh. Any reading question you meet, don't bother going to the passage. Because some people make the mistake. Some people make the mistake of going to the passage first. They go to the passage. Let me show you what they do. They will go to the passage. All right. They will go to the passage first and read the passage. They will read the passage like we do when we're in primary or secondary school. They read the passage first before they come to the question. No, you don't make this mistake. You don't do this. You don't do this. No. All right. You don't do this. What you will do, you first of all leave the passage. You go to the question. All right. You go to the question, read the question to understand the question. This is second thing you do. So after you leave the passage, you go to the end of the questions. You read the question. Now, this is another issue. Some people read, or they don't pay attention to the question. They have another idea of the question in their mind, and that's what they answer. No. Clear your mind. Read the question. See what the question is really talking about, and that's what you focus on. Then once you've done that, what you will do, you will go to this is when you now go to the passage. So you go to the passage and scan for words or synonyms in the question that you're looking for. Let's see how this works. Let's use this particular question here. Okay, so now this is the let's use this question now. Say, what is the reviewer's attitude to advocates of positive psychology? So they're asking, what is the reviewer's attitude to advocates of positive psychology? So now I'll go to the passage to look for wherever they will talk. I'll just be scanning, looking for where they talk, where the reviewer will talk about positive psychology and attitude. Are you getting it? Now, this is multiple choice. I will still read the options as well because part of the question. They are wrong to reject the ideas of Bentham. They are over influenced by the study of Bentham's theory. They have a fresh, new approach to ideas on human happiness. They're ignorant about the ideas they should be considering. So I will go to the passage looking for anywhere that has to do with positive psychology. So this is the passage. I'll start from the very beginning, and I'll start looking for this. See positive psychology here. I see positive psychology. I don't know if this is clear on your end. Let me zoom in here. Positive psychology, advocate again. All right. So this might be where the answer is under positive psychology here. All right. So this is I'm saying words from the question in this paragraph is an indication that the answer is likely here. Are you getting this? Are you getting this? If you're getting this, let me know in the comment section. Okay. All right. If you're getting this, let me know in the comment section. So when you see an area that has information that contains the number of words or synonyms from the question you are on, that area seems to be going to say what you will do next. You will then go back. All right, you go back to the question. This time now you read the question again to refresh your mind of the question. And once you've done that, you go back to that section you saw earlier. Then you will read that section carefully to confirm if the answer is there. Okay? So after you've read the question, you read the question the second time, you go back to the part of the section, all right? So that part of the section of the paragraph, read that place carefully. Then when you read that place carefully, you need to get your answer. Now, once you get your answer, you write your answer down exactly the way it is in the passage. All right. If the answer is not there, what do you do? You continue scanning. You continue to scan through. If you still see another area that contains words about that question. So this is how you skip the stress. This is how you skip the stress of reading the long passage and just going straight to where the answer is. Let's put this go-to strategy to work. All right. So I will go back to the question. All right. I'll go back to this question now and let's see how it works. Let's see how this works. So as you can see now, so I think the answer is here. Why? In this paragraph. Why? Because I've seen a lot of positive psychology. I've seen advocates. All right. I've seen you see happy. Yes, you can see happy here. Happiness. So I'm saying a lot of things that have to do with this question. All right, here. So I'll come back to this question now and read it again. Then go there and pick my final answer. So what is the reviewer's attitude to advocates of positive psychology? They are wrong to reject the ideas of Bentham. So they are over-influenced by the study of Bentham's theory. They have a fresh, new approach to ideas on human happiness. They are ignorant about the ideas they should be considering. So I will read this section carefully. Happiness is the ultimate goal because it is self-evidently good. If we are asked why happiness matters, we will give no further external reason. It just obviously does matter. This pronouncement by Richard Layard, an economist advocate for positive psychology, summarizes the belief of many people today. For Layard and others like him, it is obvious that the purpose of government is to promote a state of collective well-being. The only question is how to achieve it. And here, positive psychology, a supposed science that not only identifies what makes people happy, but also allows their happiness to be measured, can show the way. Equipped with this science, they say government can secure happiness in society in a way they never could in the past. Okay, see Betham here again. You see, I'm not seeing other things. See Betham here again. So this might have the answer. My answer might be here as well. But I want to come here first to see they are wrong. They are over influenced. No. This part I just read. This part I just read now does not contain this. It does not talk. It does not. I cannot see any. I cannot see the writer, the reviewer talking about other people because this one talking about they're talking about other people. So I think the answer is not here. So I'll come back to this other place where I'm seeing information about the passage, about the question. There's an astonishing, crude, and very simple-minded way of thinking. For that very reason, increasingly popular. Which it is an astonishing, crude, and simple-minded way of thinking, and for that very reason, increasingly popular. That we think that those who think in this way are oblivious to the fact of the vast philosophical vision in which the meaning and the value of happiness have been explored and questioned, and right as if nothing of any importance uh, had been taught on the subject until it came to their action. It was the philosopher Jeffrey James Bentham, okay, who was more than anyone else responsible for the development of this way of thinking. For Bentham, it's obvious that human good consists of pleasure and the absence of pain. The Greek philosopher Aristotle may define happiness as okay. Thinkers throughout the ages maybe struggle to reconcile happiness, okay. And thinkers throughout the ages may have struggled to reconcile the pursuit of happiness with other human values. But for Bentham, all of this was mere metaphysics or fiction, without knowing any much of them or the school of virtue he established, since they are by education and intellectually okay. Oh, but as we noted in this recent book, okay. All right. See Bentham again. Right, better activities were those who might not still publish the content. You need to see the word of this way. All right. Now, this, wow, a lot of better in this question. A lot of better here. I didn't even pay good attention. All right. Now, what I would do now, this one now, they are wrong to reject the ideas. They are over influenced by the study, positive psychology. They are ignorant about the ideas that they should be considering. Yeah, I think it's B. I think it's D. I think it's D. All of that section I've been reading, there's nothing like positive psychology. All right. They don't like all this other part I've been reading. There's nothing like positive psychology, which is the main thing we're looking for. So the answer is here. Is it the only question is how to achieve it? And here a supposed science that does not only identify what people have, but also allows their happiness to be measured, can show the way. So that is it. They are ignorant, no attitude to advocates. Now, if I was on Thursday and I have this kind of question, you know what I do? I'll leave it. I will go to the next one because I don't want to waste too much time. Are you getting me? When I say a question like this and it's not very clear to me, I'll leave it. I'll go to the very next one. So let's check this next one. Let's apply the strategy again. The reviewer refers to Greek philosopher Aristotle in order to suggest that happiness may not be just pleasure and the absence of pain. Yes, should not be the main goal of humans. It's not something that should be fought for. It's not just an abstract concept. It's not just. So let's go and look for Aristotle and see his view on. I saw it just now. Look at it here. The Greek philosopher Aristotle may have identified happiness with self-realization in the 4th century BC. And thinkers throughout the ages may have struggled to reconcile the pursuit of happiness with other human values. But for Bentham, okay, is there Aristotle anywhere else? No. So the answer is here. There's no Aristotle anywhere. The Greek philosopher, okay. For better, so reveals that human consists of pleasure and the absence of pain. The youth may have identified happiness with self-realization. Okay, and thinkers through the ages may have struggled to reconcile the part of man and another human. But for better, all of this may be a mere metaphysics of fiction. All right, so this one may not be just pleasure and the absence of pain. Should not be the main goal. No, it's not something that should be fought for. Not really. It's not just an abstract concept. Yes, D is not just an abstract concept. Where did I get it from? Look at this. The Greek, okay, may have identified happiness with what? self-realization. And thinkers throughout the ages may have struggled to reconcile the pursuit of happiness with other human values. But for Bentham, it's Bentham that said it is fiction, that it was mere fiction. All right? Bentham said it's mere fiction, but Aristotle is identified it with have identified happiness with self-realization. Which of them has to do with self-realization here? I'm going to take D because they are opposite of. I'm going to take the 28. Let me open my notepad. 28, I'm going to take D. All right. Why? Happiness is, yeah, I'm taking this, not just an abstract like damn this I'm talking. I'm taking D. I will explain it shortly. According to Davis, 29 now, according to Davis, Bentham's suggestion for linking the price of goods to happiness was significant. So in what I'm doing, I'm not focusing on the question on the paragraph. I'm reading the question first, then I go to the passage. According to Davis, Bentham's suggestion for linking the prices of goods to happiness was significant because it was the first successful way to assessing happiness. It established a connection between work and psychology. It was the first successful example of psychological research. It involved consideration of the rights of consumers. So we're going to look for Davis and what Davis, according to Davis, what the Beta suggests to talk about linking of prices of goods to happiness. So we're looking for prices of goods. All right. So I'm looking for, see, these are things, provisions, okay? He drew plans for this, okay? Banknotes. See, look at this. Alternatively, money can be used as a standard for quantification. If two different goods have the same price, it can be claimed that they produce the same quantity of pleasure in the consumer. Bentham was more attracted by the latter measure. All right, so they're talking about, see Davis here again. Are you seeing it? So there's Davis here. So the answer is likely here. The answer is here. So I'll come back here and read it again. According to Davis, so we'll listen to Davis. Better suggestion for linking the price of it was significant because it was the first successful way of assessing happiness. It established a connection between work and psychology. It was the first successful example of psychological research. It involved consideration of the rights of consumers. So where did I see that? Here, Davis here. So let's look at Davis. By associating money too closely to inner experience, Davis writes, Bentham set the stage for the entangling of psychological research and capitalism that would shape the business practices of the 20th century. Okay, he set the stage for the entangling of psychological research and capitalism that will shape the business practices of the 20th century. No, it established a connection. Yes, it's B. It established a connection between work and psychology. Yes, why am I saying so? Here's it again. Look at it. It's entangling. What are you entangling? Entangling is to squeeze together. Psychological research and capitalism. Capitalism is business, work, all right? Business, you see business here, still work. All right. So that's why I'm picking it. The entangling of psychological research and capitalism. So for this 29, is this all? Oh, is this all? Okay. So 29, I'm picking B. It established a connection between work and psychology. Which business is work? Psychology is there. There's entangling as well, which is connection. So 29, I'm picking B for 29. All right. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section as I'm doing this, okay? If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section while I'm doing this. So I've gotten my answer to 28 and 29. Now I cannot come back to 27. What is the reviewer's attitude toward a reverse attitude to advocates of positive psychology? They are wrong to reject it. They are over-influenced by their study of Bertrand's theory. They have a fresh new approach to ideas on human happiness. They are ignorant about the ideas they should be considering. Okay, so here again, remember I saw positive psychology here. Now I think this is where the answer is. Those who think in this way are oblivious to the vast philosophical literature in which the meaning and the value of happiness have been explored and questioned, and write as if nothing of any importance had been thought on the subject until it came to their attention. All right. This is because this is a reviewer's opinion. The only question not achieve this, okay? They say. So look at people say that government can secure happiness in a way that could never be possible. People are thinking this. Now he is not saying it is astonishingly crude and simple-minded way of thinking. This is a way, okay? And for that very reason, increasingly popular. Those who think in this way are oblivious to the vast philosophical literature in which the meaning and value of happiness have been explored and questioned, and write as if nothing of any importance had been taught on the subject until it came to their attention. Okay, so I think that should be D. That's D. They are ignorant. Oblivious means they are not aware. So I think the answer is D. I think the answer is D. Now, I hope to fail one because if I fail anyone, there's something important I want to share with you in the course of this class, which is also important in your preparation. But I just hope I fail one, at least one, because failure is one aspect of practice that people don't take good advantage of. But let me put D here. Let me put D here. So this is test. Which one is this? Test 4. So let's go to test 4 and let's go and get the answer. So my answer is DDB. My answer is DDB. So here are you. Test 4. Okay. Good. I'm happy. Yeah, I got what I wanted. So the answer is 27D, 28A, 29B. So I failed 28. I failed 28. Thank God. Now, by the way, I've not done this question before. All right. So it's nothing like I've done this question before. And no, I've not attempted this question before. All right. I've not attempted this question before. So I'm doing something fresh. All right. So the answer is DAB. I wrote DD. I wrote DDB. So yeah, they said this one is D. They said this one is A. 28 is A. All right, so I got this one, I failed this one, and I got this one. All right. So what I did, let me just walk you through what I did. Let's go back to my slide. So what I did, let's go back to my slide. What I did is this straightforward. This is what I did. The first thing I did, I ignored the passage. All right. And I read the question, understood the question. I scanned the passage for words. All right. For words that is in the question. And I went to, then when I saw an area, I went back to the passage, I went back to the question to read it to refresh my mind. And I'll go back to that section, read that section carefully, pick my answer. If it is not there, I'll look at other places and repeat the strategy again. This is what I did. All right. I hope it's clear. I hope it is clear. Okay. So now the fourth thing I did. All right. The fourth thing I did is documenting my progress and mistakes. This is another aspect of preparation, already preparation that many people don't do. They don't document, they just practice. This is what I did. For every reading question I attempt, I don't just rush like this one we just did now. If I'm preparing for the IELTS exam, I will not just leave it here. Oh, I've marked it, I failed this one and I passed and I got this one right now. No, I don't. I'll take time to reflect on my performance. For the questions I got right, I will go and check what did I do, what did I see that make the answer correct. Okay? Then for the ones I failed, I will go back to the passage to figure out why I am wrong or how I failed it. This is another aspect of the reading preparation that many people, 90% of I think they don't do this. They don't reflect on their performance. They don't reflect on their practice. You have to reflect. It's what I did. It's one of the things that made me aware of all the mistakes I likely make and what to avoid, the mistakes to avoid, the one that are peculiar to me. There, but I don't stop there. I will write out the things I'm doing right and I will write out the things I'm doing wrong. I want to quickly say this and pay special attention. Pay special attention to this. The mistakes, the mistakes you are making that's making you fail the IELTS test right now. Truth be told, you don't make them intentionally, do you? Let me know in the comment section. Do you intentionally make the mistakes you make that make you struggle in the written test? Do you intentionally make them? I want to know in the comment section. Do you intentionally make the mistakes you make? The things that make you fail the reading test, do you intentionally make them? The answer is no. The answer is no. It's a clear-cut no. Now, because you don't intentionally make these mistakes, it means that if you are not conscious of the mistakes you are making when you are attempting reading questions, you will likely make them again. Is it making sense to you? Is it making sense to you? If the mistakes you are making in the reading test, you make them unintentionally, you make them unknowingly. Now, if you don't become aware of them, won't you make them again? You will make them again. This is why it's very essential that you document. So after you reflected on the ones you got right and the ones you got wrong, write down what you did right. That make you get the correct answer. Then the ones that you failed, let's go say, what did I do wrong? I mistakenly saw this one. So maybe, okay, so next time I should not be in a haste to just speak the answer. I should do this, I look this, I should look things like this. You write it down because you have to be conscious of the mistakes you likely make. This one thing I did that helped me a lot. This is one thing I did that so I became aware of myself. I became aware of the mistakes I make and became conscious of them so that before I mistakenly do them, I catch myself making a mistake and I correct myself. All right? It's one mistake this is one thing you must do. Write down the things you're doing right and the mistake you are making, write them down. Have a note, write them down. Are you getting me? Very, 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 very important. Do this just like I did it and it will help you. So, to recap, this is everything. To recap how I got about 9 twice. All right. What I understood the reading test, how it works first. Then I knew all the possible questions that I'll be asked on Thursday. Then I got a proven strategy for each of them. And then I documented my progress and the mistakes as I practiced my questions. So for this particular one, if I was preparing for the IELTS exam, all right, now for this particular question that I failed, that I got 28 wrong, what I will do, I will go back to the passage and I will read it carefully to figure out how come they are right and I'm wrong. Then what I did wrong, I will write what I did wrong and note it. That's what I will do. Okay? So if you're not doing this before now, I recommend you start doing it. And these are the 4 steps. These are the 4 steps that I use to move from struggling with English exams to getting a band 9 in reading twice. Now, to get a band 9 in reading, you must get 40 over 40. If you're doing academics, it's 39. You can afford to fail one and you still get a band 9. If you're doing general training, you must get 40 over 40. So how did I get 40 over 40 on Thursday? Because what I've done talk about now is preparation, right? On Thursday, how do you get 40 over 40? Now, it started from documenting my mistakes. This is where it started from. It started from this, documenting my mistakes. So let me share with you what happened on Thursday. So my very first test, the first test I got that I got my 9 in it. I got my 9 in it too. But the very first one, when I was preparing for my exam, I started observing questions I struggle with. All right, questions that take my time to get the correct answer, and those that are very easy for me. So when I open my answer, my question booklet, I saw the first question. I think first one was matching. Well, it was matching either matching information. And matching information normally takes me some time to get the questions. I did that one. I was like, So working on the first one, I was like, this is taking time. Oh. If I continue like this, I will not finish this test before they take time up. So what I did, I went to the next set of questions. So I started looking for the ones. What I did, but then this was not intention. I didn't plan it. It was just under pressure. This came out. So I started working. I started looking for the ones that are not that easy for me. I did, let me get those ones first. So I started doing these ones. I did table completion. I did multiple choice. I did sentence completion. Those ones are easy for me to get the correct answer. So I did this one first. When I did those ones, there were about 25. When I was done with those 25 questions, I finished those questions in about 25 to 30 minutes. And you have 40 questions. If you remove 25 from 40, you have 15 left. So I had 30 more minutes, but I have 15 questions to answer. And I was like, wow, I've got this is something. So I've got 25 questions now, only 15 left, and I have 30 minutes, like half of the time is still remaining. So at this point in time, I was no longer under pressure. I could carefully read, take my time to get the answer for this other question. The one I had left was small. But something strange happened. As I went back to those questions I had skipped, okay, let me show you how this thing works using this booklet, okay? When I went back to the questions I had skipped, I observed that they were not as difficult. The questions I skipped, they were not as difficult as it was initially. So looking at this particular booklet now. You see this booklet, this passage. This passage, you will use it for question 24 to 40, right? So let's assume multiple choice is an issue for you, and you skipped it, and you did so this computer that is easy. You did yes not given, for example. All right, you would have gone through this passage several times to get the answer to the other questions. So by the time I came to this particular question that was difficult for me, it was easier because I've gone through the passage before. Unlike the first time where I'd not gone through the passage at all, and it was very difficult. But because I've gone through the passage looking for the answers to other questions, the passage, I was not familiar to the passage, and getting my answer was easy. Or easier, let me say easier. By the time it was 10 minutes to go, when they said 10 minutes to go, I had finished all the questions. I'd finished all the questions. So I had enough time to go through 1 to 40 again several times to be sure that my answer is correct. When they said 5 minutes to go, like I was literally waiting for them to come and complete my script. Why? Why did this happen? It started from what? Doing this. Documenting my strengths, my weaknesses, documenting what I'm doing wrong, what I'm doing right. That's how I was able to know the questions I easily get the correct answer, and those that take me some time. Because if I had not done this, I would have followed it serially. And which is why I want to present to you I call it the ultimate time management strategy. As you're practicing the reading test, take time, note the questions you find easy, note the questions that takes you time to get the correct answer. On exam day, don't attempt the questions sequentially. Some people will say, okay, some people answer the question 1, 2, 3. No, don't do that. Don't answer the question. There's no law that says you cannot skip temporarily. All right? Skip the ones you know that often difficult for you, and attempt the ones that are easy for you first. Then when you are done with the ones that are easy for you, go back to the ones that you normally find difficult. This is what I did. And 2 times I was able to finish the exam within 15 minutes. I finished the exam, and I got a perfect band 9. And the strategy I want you to follow. All right, so you should follow as well. So to wrap up this class, I'm going to share with you an action plan. All right, that you can execute now within the next 7 days. You should be ready to get. Actually, you should be positioned to get 40 by 40 on Thursday. How many of us would like to get it? If you would like to get this action plan, let me know. I've been talking for too long. I want to get a response from you. If you would love to get this action plan, let me know in the comment section. I want me to share with you this action plan, let me know in the comment section. If you want me to share with you this action plan, let me know in the comment section. Okay, Chin will say I should share, while Alex saying I should share. All right. Good, good, good. If I get like 5, I will go ahead. Oh. So Shiku says, yes, I want to get 40 over 40. Oh. That's good. Okay. Now let's proceed. Let me show you the action plan next 7 days. I'll tell you what to do day 1, day 2, everything. This is what you should. The first thing you should do, you need to know how to identify the reading questions. Okay, you have to do this. All right, know how to identify the reading questions. I've shared with you all of them. I've shown you all the questions. And then the next thing you will do, you will practice a proven strategy for each of the reading question type. Practice more. Keyword: practice a proven strategy. Now, there are 2 ways you can get yourself to do this. There are 2 ways. First, you can do your own research. All right, on YouTube here, you can do your research to get the strategy to know the question. Like, let me just show you. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So these are the, where is it again? These are all the question types. So you do a research on YouTube here or anywhere how to solve limit diagram, or you do this research and write out the strategy you get for each of them. So you have 12 of it, 12 strategies. All right, you can do this. This is the first way you can do this on YouTube on your own. You can do this research on your own. Okay, then so you can so when you've gotten the 12 your 12 strategy for each of the 12 question type. All right, this one thing you can do. Or if you want my help, I can give you access to my Ready Band 8 series. Is my course, all right, where I give you strategy for each of them. All right, you can get this. Then I will drop the link to get it in the comment section. All right, the link to get this course where you get your strategy for each of them. For all the question types, you get strategy for each of them. So once you have anyone you choose, all right, once you've done this, then you will then use this plan. All right, the plan is this: day 1, you will practice learning a diagram, short answer and matching sentences. You practice this one, the strategies for this one. You practice this one, so you will get questions on learning a diagram. You will use the questions to practice your strategy. You do this one. Okay, for day 2, focus on sentence completion, true, false, not given, and matching information. Your day 3, table completion, summary completion, multiple choice. All right, day 4, you focus on matching names. All right, matching names, matching heading, yes, no, not given. Okay, then in day 5, all right, you start practicing full 40 questions. So you can get booklets, all right, booklets, reading for booklet practice test. You start practicing 40 questions. So what you will do this day 5, don't focus on speed yet. Just focus on applying your strategies for any question you see. So for the particular booklet now, you will not see. Let me show you something. I want to show you. Let me go to the booklet. All right, so I'm still going to use this one now. So let's start from the beginning now. So let's say I'm practicing this one now. After I've used 4 days to practice all 12. So I will pick this particular booklet now. I will go through this question that is true, false, not given. So I will practice my true, false, not given question here. All right. Then this one now is this is sentence completion. I'll practice my sentence completion question on this one. All right, and I'll go to the next one. You practice this one is summary completion. You practice summary completion question here. This is matching sentences. You practice your matching sentences question here. Your strategy there. All right. You come to this one. This is multiple choice. So you practice your multiple choice strategy. Practice it here. All right. Then you practice your and that's from this summary completion again. Practice some completion question here. And this one is just not given. You practice your yes or not given strategy here. So this is what you would do. So this is what you would do on day 5. On day 5, you practice it, or you practice your strategy for one full 40 questions. Then for day 6 and day 7, the 7 is not here. What you will do, you start timing yourself. You will start timing yourself. Okay? You start timing yourself on day 6, you time yourself. Day 7, you time yourself. If you do this, I bet you will be in a position to start getting 40 over 40. Let's assume you're getting 28 before, you definitely jump to 32, 33, 34. And if you do this very well, I'm very sure. And remember, as you're doing this, what do? You practice. As you're practicing, you're documenting your progress, your mistakes, you're documenting it as well, so that the next time you want to do a practice, you don't make the mistake you made earlier. So this is the action plan for you. You can screenshot this if you want to. You can screenshot this if you want to, so that you will use it, because everything I've taught you today, nothing will change if you don't take action. You can snap this, you can screenshot this to take action. Okay. So this is the things we did that got me reading band 9 twice. It's what got moved in Maker from band 5.5 to band 8.5. It is what got Sunday 8.5 in reading, what got Takan 8.5 in reading, even band 9 for Eget. The only thing left for you right now is for you to practice to what you've learned today. If you find this useful, and I recommend you subscribe to the channel so that when we post our next video, you will see it and it will notify you. And also give this video a thumbs up, tap the like button, and share with your friends who will need help in the reading test. I remain Tram Suwe. I'll see you in the next video.